How's it feel to be an Eagle? What led you to coming to the team?
I'm excited to be here, man. The culture, the tradition. Obviously, you see so many great players when you walk through the hall. And obviously, the things they did last year, making it to the Super Bowl. And we competed against them last year, a tough team. Obviously, they beat us. But I'm excited to be here and get started.
Nick, what were your takeaways when the Eagles did play your old team last summer?
Oh, first off, the O-line, D-line. That was one thing that we had to focus on a lot. The O-line was really good. They did a good job of mixing in the quarterback run game and throwing the ball. Obviously, they had good receivers with A.J. and Smith. I don't think Dallas didn't play that game, but we understood coming in the game that it starts up front. Those guys were going to do a good job of setting up their pass blocking and also in the run game, and then we also had to find a way to contain some of the receivers. But the biggest thing was trying to understand when the quarterback run was going to happen because he's so dynamic as a runner, but also as a passer.
Yeah. How was free agency different of this year, playing every snap, playing 17 games, compared to last year coming off the injury?
Different? I don't know if it's different. I think free agency is always unique no matter what year you're in. But, I'm excited to be here. That's like the biggest thing is being able to come and be a part of an organization like this.
The way you played last year, how much you played last year, what do you think you showed?
What I think I showed? I think I showed someone, one, is durable, right? There was a big question is can I finish those seasons? So I played those seasons. Can I be a three-down player? I was a three-down player. So I'm excited about those things. But also, there's obviously things to work on. But the biggest thing is getting in here, working as hard as I possibly can, and showing that I love the game of football.
What do you know about your role here?
What I know about it? Yeah. Playing defense. You know what I mean? I'm a versatile player. I've played Mike. I've played Will. I played Sam. I played in the 4-3. I've played in landmark defenses. I played in match defenses. I played in man defenses. I've kind of played it in all with the Raiders and with Chicago. So I'm ready to play football and play defense.
In terms of positions, do you feel more comfortable at one or the other?
Not necessarily, man. It honestly depends because, like I said, I've been in a lot of it. But I'm just comfortable just playing football and being versatile. Whatever they want me to do, I'm here to do.
How would you describe your sort of game, your skill set to the fan base?
Well, one, I like to get to the ball, so I'm going to compete to get to the ball every play. That's the biggest thing. And then, obviously, whatever my assignment is, I want to be assignment sound. But the biggest thing is just competing, snap to snap.
Have you had a chance to talk to N'Kobe or maybe any other the linebackers?
No, I haven't had a chance to meet anybody, but I'm excited to do that for sure.
You're a former D3 player, and now you find yourself in this position. Is there anything from that experience of going to like Greenville that you use today to be the player that you are?
Yeah, think about playing Division III football, right? There's no scholarship. You're paying to play. There's not that many people watching you play. There's not that many incentives. So you play for just the strict love of the game. And I think that's the biggest thing is just working, and not necessarily because you get a big payday at the end, but you're working because you just want to play next to your brothers and you want to compete.
How did you think you got on NFL radars despite playing D3?
I can't tell you that, but I think the biggest thing is when I ran for a scout, I ran pretty fast for them, and so they like that. So that's like the biggest thing that got them coming, height, weight, speed combination. But I think the biggest thing from what I heard from one of the scouts with the Raiders was, I ran to the ball, and they liked the way I ran to the ball.
And then playing linebacker, how did you end up at that position?
That was a thing with Coach Norton. So I played safety in college. And then when I came into the NFL, Coach Norton thought I should play linebacker, and that's kind of how I made that transition.
Is it the type of thing where it took you time early in your career where you?
Yeah, definitely some transition things, right? I played Division III football, so schematically it was nowhere near an NFL scheme, and then also some of the reads were different, so it took some time. But we started off slow, started off in just sub when I was a rookie, so I played a lot of sub, and then kind of progressed from there.
When did you feel comfortable with that transition when you said, okay, I'm a linebacker now?
Probably when I worked with Navarro Bowman. I think that was one of the biggest things, sitting next to Bowman in the meeting rooms when he came over from San Fran, like mid-season, and just learning from him. Like, obviously, he's a great player. He played with some great defenses, and so just learning from him and letting him mentor me. And throughout the years, I've had great mentors like Derek Johnson and KJ Wright. Those guys have been instrumental, and I've actually reached out to them recently, too.
Is there anybody around the league you kind of have based your game on? Any other players to look at?
There's dudes that I've looked at before, right? So, like, when I was younger, I looked at a lot of Deion Jones. I looked at Levante David. So those are some of the guys that I looked at when I came in the league.
Were you weighing other offers, or was it pretty much Eagles once that offer came?
Well, I was excited when I got the offer, so that's the most important, man. I'm excited to be here, for sure.
It's a pretty young linebacker room. Are you looking forward to being the oldest guy in there, at least for right now?
That sounds so weird to say. I'm 27. No, I'm excited to be a part of the group. regardless of the age, there's always good players wherever you are. It's the NFL, and so just being a part of the group and getting to know those guys and competing and improving myself to them and earning their respect and going from there.
What have your early interactions been like with DJ Elliott?
It's been good. We had a little bit of scheme talk, a little bit of things that he wants to see fundamentally, all those types of things. But it's been good so far.
Speaking of scheme, how similar or different is it from the one that you were in Chicago?
From what I can tell, there's some differences. I think the biggest similarity is probably when I was with Paul Gunther with some of the matching stuff like that. So that's probably the most similarity I've seen is probably with Paul. Yeah.
Considering your background, what, I guess, perspective do you have sitting here entering year 6 in the NFL when you're on year 13?
Yeah, no, I'm grateful, man. It's been a journey. It happened so fast, but I think one thing is for sure is that there's no substitute for work. You got to work hard no matter what year you're in, and so I'm excited for that.
Did you ever anticipate lasting this long in the league? Did you anticipate? I should say ever. When you started, did you anticipate lasting this long in the league?
I don't know what I anticipated, but I think I realized really early that the only way to stay in the league is to work hard, right? And there's no substitute for that. I think you hear from great players, and what separates them, I think, for the most part, is how hard they work and how, obsessed they are with their work. And I think that's kind of what you have to do to last this long for sure.
The year you missed, what did you learn from it?
Patience, one. But it was really hard to watch, that year, just to put it in perspective. We went 8-8. And then the next year, we were 10-7, and they were in the playoffs. And that was the first time the Raiders had been in the playoffs since 2016, which is the year before I got into the league. And so, I got to go through the days of us not being a good team and then missed the chance to get into the playoffs. So that was hard, but I learned a lot, learned patience, and I think the biggest thing being with Gus Bradley is just learn football character and the importance of running to the ball because their system was set up so much about vision and break. And so I learned some things from him, but patience for sure.
Nick, did you have family or anyone specific that you leaned on during that season?
My wife, she took care of me because I couldn't walk, but yeah, that's the biggest one, my wife.
How much did you prove to yourself playing so many reps last year, coming off that season you missed, just from a physical standpoint and a mental standpoint?
One, I can last it, right? I can do it. That was one of the questions: is can I last? And I did. But other than that, there's a lot of responsibility put into it, right? I was actually one of the older guys in that room because guys that went down and guys got traded, and so just being a guy that they had to lean on in some of the communication things, so you kind of had to become a better communicator and things of that nature. So I learned a lot, and I hope I can continue to learn.
When you had that time when you couldn't walk and your wife was helping you out, how did you spend your days?
Watching football, icing, and playing video games. That's really all I could do. A little bit of Call of Duty and a little bit of Madden. Yeah.
All right.
So,
Thanks,
all
Nick.
right, thank you.